YouTube, welcome back to the channel, man. It's your man, Mr. Martin 405, back with another video. And you know what we do on Wednesdays, baby. Drop them words. So today's video, man, we're gonna talk about struggle. You know what I'm talking about? So I've always been a firm believer that struggle brings strength. You know what I'm talking about? So these crews, police sitting out trying to catch people slipping. Won't be me today. Player, won't be me today. So, like I was saying, you know what I mean? Struggle always yields strength. I don't care what it's in. The closest thing in relevance to clearly paint that picture is going to the gym. Nobody, you know what I mean, goes to the gym with a mindset of, hey, I'm about to go to the gym so I can struggle lifting this weight. No, you go to the gym, you know what I mean, with the mindset of continuing to build your strength. You know what I mean? And in the midst of building that strength, you know what I mean, I've both lifted to, you know what I mean, basically doing reps and lifting to failure. You know what I mean? All my gym heads, y'all know, you know what I mean, what I'm talking about when you're, you know what I mean, doing till, you know, lifting till failure, or, you know what I mean, doing your sets and reps. So, with that being said, you know, no matter which route you're taking when you're in the gym, you're lifting that weight, you know what I mean, at certain points in times, you're going to struggle, but you're going to get through that rep, and naturally, it's going to build your strength. You know what I mean? The same can be said for life itself. You know, there are plenty of points and times to where we struggle. I can speak from experience. There was, you know, a point in my life, which we've all been at that point, unless, you know, you've been trained in a way to where your parents had a mindset of, hey, you need to do things this way, and you actually heeded those, and you got to a point to where you never put yourself in a position, or a circumstance didn't place you in a position of struggle. But like I said before, to me, I feel like those situations of struggle have always shaped a much stronger character, you know, because coming from that place, you never want to go back. So it puts you in a position to be able to persevere through whatever it is that you're going through. You know what I mean? But getting back to my personal experience, if you've ever been to the point to where you have to decide on what bills you're going to pay, and I'm not talking about between your cell phone or the cable bill, I'm talking about between essential bills. When you're deciding between if you're going to pay the electricity or you're going to pay your gas bill to make sure you have heat, like, bro, like, my brother had been through, you know what I mean, some struggle. But, excuse me, it put me in the position, or built that part of my character to say, you know what, no matter what it is that's going on, you know, I'm gonna always be, one, humble. That's another thing that, you know what I mean, struggle will, you know what I mean, develop within your character. When you continue to struggle at a situation or through a situation, it is going to humble you. So therefore, when you get out of that situation, it is going to allow you to look back and say, okay, well, I was in this situation. So before I look down on anybody going through anything similar, I know where they came from. So with that being said, the second thing that teaches you is how to hustle. You're going to find a way to make it happen. You know what I mean? And, you know, I am thankful that I never had to resort to stepping outside of the legal realm to make things happen. You know, not saying that I can't understand the will to want to provide, make things happen, because again, you know what I mean, you have a means and you're trying to, you know what I mean, meet that end. So like I said, I understand it, and I thank God that I never was one to be put in that position to where, you know, you tried every avenue to make things work, and it just didn't happen that way. So, you know, you had to do what you had to do. But for me, getting in that position to be like, all right, well, you know what I mean, God opened this door, and, you know, I was able to do X, Y, and Z, and moved out of that phase of life into a more fruitful situation. Hey, man, like I said, I wouldn't change anything. Again, it was a painful season, but you know how the older generation always says, you know what I mean, you're going through growing pains. One thing that I will tell you in this video, and you'll probably hear it in future videos as well, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Any amount of people, you know what I mean, or should I say successful people, will tell you at points in times you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. You know what I mean? You cannot remain comfortable and continue to elevate. So there is going to be a point in time when you have to step outside that comfort zone. You know, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, I've always, you know, been one to share my thoughts or whatever the case is, but getting to a point to where, you know, you're sharing those with the world, making videos, and knowing one, the audience that you're talking to, just the complete realm of YouTube, knowing people are going to be watching your videos, you're going to be critiqued, the whole nine. You got to think about the message you're delivering. You got to think about how you're delivering that message, like the whole nine. You know, so it's like this is part of me stepping out of my comfort zone. I've become that much more comfortable in doing this, but within that, I've continued to try to push myself. You know what I mean? So, but getting back to my point, never allow struggle to get you to a position to where you feel like, all right, well, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do this. I quit. You know what I mean? Like they always say, you're going to miss 100% of the shots, you know what I mean, that you never take, or however that saying goes. It's my case in point. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But the shots that you do take, you know what I mean, at least you have some percent that, you know, you're probably going to make those shots. Case in point, a lot of people may not know this, and my wife may not even know this, but you know, when it came that time to meet her, when I was single at this point in my life, and her cousin was getting ready to introduce me to her, and I was like, well, yeah, you know, show me a Facebook page and you know. When I seen pictures that she had posted, and you know what I mean, how attractive she was, the whole nine. Naturally, us being pessimists, and for those of you out there who don't know what that means, for those of us who naturally go to the negative and automatically think, oh, well, I can't do this, or I won't be able to, or I will always think the negative. That part of myself said, oh man, you know what I mean? She has her stuff together. She's a beautiful woman. What do I have to bring to the table? This, that, and the other. But within that, after shaking that, and actually looking within myself and saying, what do I bring to the table as a man? Not what I bring, you know, as far as how tall I am, the amount of money that I make, what kind of car I drive, you know, because at the end of the day, you can be 6'5", you know what I mean, have a bank account with X amount of dollars in it, and drive the newest BMW or Mercedes and be a butthole, you know what I mean? And there'll be people that'll discount you and, you know what I mean, pretty much write you off because of the character that you have. So I looked within myself and I said, you know what? I feel like, you know, I am someone of good character. I feel like God has led me to do plenty of things in my life. And again, shot my shot. And this year will be our our fourth year together, but our third year being married. Sorry, I had to do the math in my head because I was thinking about two different anniversaries. I'm tripping. But 3 years being married, 4 years together. So again, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's the way the saying goes. But with that being said, man, struggle builds strength. Along with that, accept that struggle, continue to build that strength. It's going to bring and yield forth humility. It's going to make you humble, but it's also going to teach you how to hustle. So, along with that, you have to change perspective. Again, along with that same line of along those same lines of changing your mindset from being a pessimist, always saying what you can't and what you aren't going to be able to do. Start calling those things out before you see them. You know what I mean? It's like the word says, you know what I mean? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So just because you can't see it doesn't mean you can't attain it. You know what I mean? So start, you know, not only setting goals, but calling those things out until they reach you. It's kind of like how we go to our, you know, job, our, you know, 9 to 5, which is where I'm headed right now. It's like, yeah, I've done the work. I don't see the check yet, but I know it's coming. It's the same thing with, you know what I mean, any other part of our life. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen the fruit of my labor just yet, but I know it's coming. So, along with being financially stable and secure, which I claim, being spiritually, you know what I mean, in God's good graces, I claim that as well. You know, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of that, the whole nine. I claim all of it. I may not see today the results that I hope for, but I know they're coming. Not only that, but I'm speaking them into existence and claiming them. So, the same way, it's not Friday yet and you don't see your check. Just because you don't see it yet, you know that it's coming. You have to believe that what it is that you want out of life is actually going to come to you. So, perspective. Struggle builds strength, changing your perspective. You know what I mean? But if you haven't already, man, continue to like, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, whether this video gets 5 views, gets 50 views, or it gets 500 views, if I reach out and I touch one person, I feel like I've done my due diligence. I feel like I've done my job. You know what I mean? At the end of my life, I want to feel like my life meant something and I meant something and did something for someone. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, man, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with plenty more content. Appreciate everybody who has already showed love to the channel, all the people that have subscribed, all the people that have liked, and all the comments. Appreciate y'all, man. More than y'all know. But until next time, man, appreciate y'all.